What's up, everybody? It's Jamel Gibbs. Listen, if you didn't know, the market is super hot right now. Now, how do I know this? It's because most of the properties that we put on the market right now is selling for more than what we're asking for. In fact, we're starting bidding wars at this point. So that tells me that the market is on fire and you need to be taking advantage of it. Unfortunately, a lot of people are just getting started in the business and they don't know how to go out and find the right buyers. So in today's video, what I'm gonna do is share with you 3 simple ways that we use in order to find the right cash buyers coming up. All right, y'all, so like I said, the market is super hot right now. And unfortunately, a lot of people are just getting started, so they don't have a buyer's list. So what I wanna do is share with you exactly how to go out and start finding these buyers so that you can start building your buyer's list in order to be able to make money in real estate. Now, here's the deal, just for a brief disclaimer. You don't need a huge buyer's list in order to make money in real estate, in order to be able to wholesale properties. You can build your buyer's list as you go on. You know, over the years, I've built up thousands and thousands of people since 2002 on my buyer's list. But realistically, I'm only doing business with about 3 to 5 of them. All right, so you could have 2, 3, 4,000 people on your buyer's list. You're probably gonna end up doing business with only a handful of them at the end of the day. So you don't need a huge buyer's list. You need a small amount of the right buyers. You need a small group of the right buyers, all right? And if you can find these buyers, which you will over time, then you'll be in a good position to be able to sell them more properties. Now, how can you determine who's the right buyer? It's the people who actually purchase properties from you. It's the people who actually close the deals. There's a lot of tricks and gimmicks out there on how you can find buyers, but I'm telling you, if you just post a simple ad and somebody purchases your house cash, guess what? You just found yourself a cash buyer. Chances are they're gonna buy more properties from you. But I understand, where do you get started? Tip number 1 is my all-time favorite, and that's finding buyers on Craigslist. Now, a lot of people believe that Craigslist don't work anymore. Guess what? It works for me every single week. We find new buyers on Craigslist. And the best part is, it is absolutely free, all right? Now, the trick with Craigslist is you have to know when to post your ads in order to be seen by the majority of the people that's visiting Craigslist. So what we like to do, and you probably heard me say this before in another video, but what we like to do is post our ads a minimum of 3 times per day. The reason why we do that is so that our ads can stay at the top of the food chain on Craigslist. So we post our ads at 9 o'clock in the morning when people are just getting to work. We post our ads at 12 o'clock in the afternoon when people are on lunch breaks. And we post our ads just before 5 o'clock in the evening, right when they're about to leave to go home. The reason why we do that, again, is so that our ads can stay at the very top. Now, another trick with Craigslist, and you should be doing this with all of your ads, is creating pattern interrupts. So you might have a headline that exposes the property, but you also want to create a pattern interrupt within the ad, and if you have an email list, create that pattern interrupt in your email copy as well. So how do you create that pattern interrupt? Well, it's easy. All you gotta do, for example, is use a subject line that says something like fixer-upper for sale, or investor special, or something along those lines, handyman special. When they click on the email, or when they click on the Craigslist ad in this case, you're gonna throw something in there that has nothing to do with the subject line. So an example of that would be, it's a great day outside, I'm feeling great, and I'm gonna tell you about this house in just a moment. Before I do that, and then you tell them a little story of how you tell them whatever you want to tell them at that point. So you throw a pattern interrupt leading them into the ad itself. Now that works best in email. We've been testing that with Craigslist and it works pretty well. So tip number 2, Facebook. Now there's a couple of different ways you can use Facebook in order to benefit your buyer's list. Number 1, you can start your own Facebook group. When I first moved here to North Carolina 6 years ago, I didn't know anybody. First thing I did, I started a Facebook group. Now that Facebook group has thousands of people in it, ultimately because I started the group and I started contacting other investors and allowing them to join the group. So by me being a part of other groups, then setting up my own group, I now become one of the big players in my market because I have a group. I become an influencer in my market. And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to become an influencer in your market. You want to become the go-to person. If people join your group, social proof will tell them that you have access to a lot of different investors, or you're doing something in your market just by the sheer numbers that are in your Facebook group, that have joined your Facebook group. So if you were to come to my group today and you saw that I had 5,000 people in a group, instantly in the back of your head, you're thinking, okay, this guy is doing something. Something is going on with this guy, and I want to be a part of it. All right, so that's gonna bring more buyers into your group, and you can ultimately control what people see in a group, ultimately leading you to more deals or more buyers. All right, so set up a Facebook group. That's tip number one when it comes to Facebook. Tip number two when it comes to Facebook is using Facebook Marketplace. Now, when it comes to Facebook Marketplace, I use it the same way that I use Craigslist ads. Facebook Marketplace brings a ton of buyers. In fact, we're getting more creative buyers from Facebook Marketplace than we are wholesale buyers. But if you know how to negotiate a deal, it doesn't matter. You're still building your buyers list. So use Facebook in an effort to build up creative buyers. You will find wholesale cash buyers by creating your own group, and you may even find them on Facebook Marketplace as well. Tip number three, building an email list. Now, I spoke about this a little bit earlier in the video when we were talking about Craigslist, but as people contact you, you need to be building your own email list. You can go to a service like MailChimp. You can use my service, Investor Deal Pro, to build up your email list, ultimately allowing you to house your own list and be able to control who sees what directly from you. All right, you can if you build up 1,000 people on your email list, you can now contact 1,000 people when you get properties for sale. So use email blasts and use text blasts as well. What I would do is find out who recently purchased properties near the ones that you have under contract. And what I would do is skip trace the properties to find out who the owners are, get their information, and send them a text blast. Send them an email blast as well. Add them to your buyers list with their permission, and then ultimately you'll have that buyers list being built up. Now, I've done previous videos on another strategy on how you can use GoSection8.com, and I'll link that video right up at the top for you to check it out. This is a great way to find cash buyers online today. But use these strategies that I'm talking about. Start building up your buyers list. If you're out there looking for deals, if you have deals, then you have the means to go out there and start building up your buyers list. But make sure that everybody that contacts you, you're adding to your buyers list over time. I don't care if they're not ready to purchase the property that you have for sale. Make sure that you're taking all of their information to add them to your buyers list for future properties. But like I said, the market is on fire right now. So don't shortchange yourself. Make sure that even though you're gonna price the property right, you know that right now you can get a lot more for these properties. At the same time, don't be stupid. Don't be greedy, all right? Go ahead, make sure you get the deals done and make money in your real estate investing business. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like the video, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you still have questions in regards to this, let me know. I'm here to help you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.